hello everyone. Hello, hello, hello. So nice to be with you. And what I thought that we will do first is just to get each one of you to introduce yourself. And if you will not say how amazing you are, I will add, because I know that you are amazing. So, Ahmed, why don't you start?
All right. My name is Ahmed. I'm a strategic business development expert, and I'm known as the real estate guru with the big heart. I'm a speaker. I specialize in real estate and business and leadership. And my biggest passion is, besides investing in real estate, is actually the Upside of Down Syndrome charity that I have created because of my son. In 2013, I was paralyzed, and he was my inspiration and my hope to walk when I was paralyzed. And so for a kid who has faced so many obstacles, never gave up and never given in, and here he's encouraging me to walk at a time when I was hitting a depression. It was unreal, and because of it, he's always be my hero. And because of that, I actually started the Upside of Down Syndrome charity to help individuals with Down syndrome to have a typical living experience among their peers and others in a regular community where they're not blocked out and grouped out separate from the rest of the population.
Wow, wow, this is amazing. Really, really, wow. I didn't know, and that was already worth the whole interview.
Well,
it is so special. Wow, wow, really amazing. No words. Wow. And I can see, by the way, the big heart. You when you talk, you cannot not notice the big heart. Impossible. Yes, it's very evident. Well done.
Hello. Okay, so meanwhile I will say, so my name is Ahmed, and I am a leadership and communications coach and educator, and I help business owners and entrepreneurs to be a bigger and better version of themselves. And I'm also a community activist, and I have received, as a result, Lieutenant Governor of Ontario Award for Humanities and Social Justice. And I also received the Peace Ambassador Award this year from the Universal Peace Federation.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow. That's wow. So I know you quite well. We've been friends for, I don't know, a few years now, I think.
Yes, 6 years.
6 years. And throughout these 6 years, every time I had any contact with you, I was more and more impressed. Very, very, extremely smart, but even more important, because there are a lot of smart people, but you care like no one else. Really, really care. And this is like the most amazing thing. And every time in any contact with you in class or just talking or in anything, always you care so much. It's so beautiful to see and to experience. And I know, I've heard, you don't even know, but I heard through the grapevines, through your students, that what you teach is amazing and that you actually know what you're talking about and you bring results. And I'm very, very happy. Really amazing. Very well done.
Thank you. Today, the subject is our relationship with money.
Relationship with money. Okay, good.
Okay, so I think one question which was common to everybody was that we all do a lot of work and we struggle a lot here and there and work and produce, etc. But the result in terms of money is not enough. We work more than the amount of money that we think we deserve for what we give to the people. And so there is something missing. Maybe you can put some light on what is that.
Okay, so how much money you will have got to do with how much you trust yourself, how much you know that you know. Why? Because when you have unshakable certainty, the manifestation is that you can come up with ideas and turn those ideas into a physical universe facts. Okay?
Yeah.
When you are uncertain, you cannot come up with ideas, and you will not turn those ideas into a physical universe facts. And money is the result, or it's an idea. Money is an idea that people trust.
Mm-hmm.
Money is just an idea that people trust. It's an idea. Someone say, well, I have a credit card. It's a piece of plastic that people trust that it will give them something in return. And that idea, this idea, comes from your 100% unshakable certainty that you can decide something and it will come about. So you will see that when you are young, you had an unshakable certainty about things, and somehow money was never a problem. And the moment that you encounter someone that told you that you are not as good, money become a problem. So your only enemy is those people that tell you that you are not as perfect as you are, that you dream too many big dreams, that you are unreasonable, that you are not practical. Because really, the only practical thing is to create by ideas alone. And if you will check, if you will look, you will see that any physical thing started as an idea.
Yes,
And
yeah.
as long as no one making this idea less, you will bring it about. And someone can look at an idea and say, well, it will not work. If you think it will work, if you will not hear it, it will work.
I had learned from you several years ago, your definition of money was, money is an idea backed by confidence. But really, until now, I didn't
Not
get
my
it.
definition, but yes.
Till now, I didn't get it. Now that you're explaining, now I see what you mean by that confidence. So that certainty, I see.
Yeah, yeah. You'll see that I think that you know my story, that I was 31 years old. I was after the army. I was in the Far East, and I didn't know English, and I saw a system that I thought it's a good idea. But just before I saw it, there was a company in South Africa that was trying to sell this system for 7 years, and they went bankrupt. And I came to Israel and I said to the supplier of this system, I want to sell it in South Africa. And he says, nah, it will not work in South Africa. And I said, why not? He said, because a big company invested few $1 million now for 7 years, and they went bankrupt because it's impossible to sell it in South Africa. And I said, of course I can. And he looked at me and he said, you are young and foolish. I said, no, I'm young and certain. I can do that. And I went to South Africa. I couldn't read a menu in English. I couldn't speak English. Nothing. But I was certain. I was certain that I can. And I went to South Africa, and in 3 months, I sold 100 million US dollars. It's not a little amount of money.
Wow.
It's a lot 20 years ago or more. So it's even more than what it is today. So what I'm saying is that the confidence, this thing that you are certain that you know, is what brings the facts. Your confidence is senior to all the facts in the universe. You want money, you need to fix your confidence. You have as much money as you're confident.
I see. Well, okay, thank you. I think Della is now, we can hear her. So
yes.
Why don't you?
Let's try.
Why
Can
don't
you hear me?
talk about yourself and then ask a question?
Okay, thank you so much. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much. I'm sorry about all that technical difficulty. My name is Della, and I am delighted to be here with you. Thank you so much for the opportunity. So I was born in Iran, and I've lived in Canada for more than 30 years now. I love life. I have fun. I love what I do and do what I love. My ultimate dream is to impact millions of people with positivity, and leave a legacy of hope. I started my journey of transformation into a better version of myself 3 years ago, when my brother was going through a difficult time with his mental illness. I was trying to get him help, and I figured out that in order for me to help him, I needed to start helping myself first. So that's how my journey started, and today I do my best to leave a positive impact. And that's why I'm here. Thank you so much.
And what's
You're very, very welcome.
Ask a question.
So I have a question, Meir. I have 3 questions, but I will ask one of them. How could I get comfortable with asking for the right price, for the right payment, without being fearful that I'm going to lose my client?
Okay, that's a very good question. So first of all, let's look at the principle. Okay, in order for you to have anything, you must be able to not have it. I'll give it to you again. In order to win, you have to be willing to lose. So you have to be able to have or not have. Because if not, what you will do, you will resist losing. You will not try to win, you will resist losing. You get that? Now,
Yeah.
The word resist means holding close in order to avoid. The word resist means holding close in order to avoid. When I resist something, I'm holding it close to me in order to avoid. I push against it in order to avoid. Now, what do you resist? All the things that you don't want. So the more you will resist in life, the more bad things you will get in life. So what you want is actually, you want to be able to, if you find that you worry about losing customers, you need to go just randomly and start to fire your best customers. And it sounds crazy, I know. But if you cannot fathom, or if you cannot experience firing your best customer, you will never grow. Now, you need to be willing to fire them. It doesn't mean that you actually need to fire them, but you need to be willing to fire them. You need to be willing to come to a customer and say, this is my price. And if he says, well, it's expensive, you tell him, you're right, most expensive. He said, what? Yeah, most expensive. I'm the most expensive because I'm the best. And if you don't want it, I can actually show you a few suppliers that are much cheaper than me. But I cannot guarantee the results. I can guarantee my result. So you have to be willing to win and lose with the same level of enthusiasm, and you don't want to avoid, you don't want to try not to lose, which is what most people do. Most people resist losing, so they cannot win, because when you resist losing, it's crazy, but you pull in all the things that you don't like. The more bad things happen to you, or the reason bad things happen to you is because you resist them. If you wouldn't start to resist bad things, no bad thing will happen to you. Before someone don't tell you, look, this is dangerous, it's never been dangerous for you. So someone has to convince you to resist. So that's number one, that's the principle. Now, how do you actually ask for money for your product? You will be able to ask for as much as you believe, or as you know, as you are certain that you are valuable, that you can bring value to people. So what does it mean, salesperson? A salesperson, the definition is a person that helps the prospect to help himself with my product or service. So if I know for sure that you are my child and you need this drug to feel better, this medicine, And this, and you resist it, and you think that it's too expensive and it costs too much and you don't want it, but I know it's going to help you. I know. I don't think maybe it will help you. I know it will help you. And you're my child. Do you think that you will not get this medicine from me? You will get the medicine. This way, from the front, from the back, from the ears, from the eyes, you will get the medicine, yes? I'll find the place, yes? And you will get the medicine. Why? Because I have a total 100% certainty that I'm going to help you. If you cannot ask for enough money for your product, you are not close on yourself yet that you are going to help that much to the customer. So you need to sit down and figure out how much help am I going to give him for real, not the PR, but the actual thing. How am I going to help him? How this thing going to help him? Once you will realize how much you're helping him, you will have no problem to charge in line with how much you help. And most of the time when a person reduces his prices is because he doesn't know how much he's going to help. Not because he doesn't actually help, because he never reported to himself that he is actually helping like that. So all you have to do is to report to yourself, this is how much I'm going to help that customer. And I said that the process of selling, you don't sell the customer. You don't sell the prospect. You sell yourself that you can help him. Once you are closed, the customer is not part of the cycle. If you have a salesman that 100% sure, like my child, if he's sick, he's not part of the process. He's going to take the pill. You understand? Because I know I'm going to help him because I'm closed. When you are closed, the customer is irrelevant. But you need to know 1,000,000% that you're helping him. You need to be 100 billion% sure you are helping him, and be willing that if you are not helping him, you're going to refund him, you're going to give him a guarantee, you're going to give him 100%. Look, I'm here to help you. If I'm not helping you, don't want your money. It has to be this black and white. I'm going to help you. If I'm not going to help you for whatever reason, even if it's your fault, the customer, I'm going to refund your money.
Wow.
Very good.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Amazing.
Thank you so much, Meir. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
Ahmed, your turn to ask a question.
That is profound, actually.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
When I have evaluated myself a lot of times, I never thought about myself. Well, I did think about myself convincing myself, but the question is, how much of a value do you think when you are selling yourself that you can produce the product and the benefit to your client, and yet you feel, I'm always justifying they can't afford it, whatever, then I'm creating that universe all of a sudden.
Yeah, it's not that they cannot afford it, because I don't know about any person that cannot afford what he really needs. It's not that they don't have money. They don't have money for you. That's a big difference. There's no customer that don't have money, but there are lots of customers that don't have money for you. Why? Because you are not closed. When you are not closed, you need to push against the customer. When you are closed, the customer comes to you. Apple is very close on the quality of the iPhone and that it's the best. They don't sell. They are close on the quality of the iPhone, so people come to buy from them. When you are close yourself on the value that you give, the customer buy from you. Otherwise, you need to sell them. You never sell the customer, you sell only yourself. You need to close yourself. The customer then buy from you. Otherwise, you push it to them. And that's never nice. It is different, I know, because everyone tell you, well, you need to close the customer, and there's this technique to close the customer, and this technique. How can I close the customer if I'm not closed? And if I'm closed, there's no need to close the customer, because your certainty brings the result. The only thing that brings the result in this universe is your certainty, nothing else. It's not the tractor that brings the result. It's your certainty that you can actually drive the tractor.
See, very interesting.
Wow. All right. This is a question that I think I have personally faced, and maybe others as well. In the arena of coaching and mentoring and speaking on stages, I really have just started that within probably close to 3 years now. And thanks to Raymond Aaron, who is my coach actually in that arena and has helped me along the way with quite a bit, and I understand you coach him as well. There was a factor that I hear from my wife is like, you're really spending more money on things than what you're producing. And I'm reminded, even though she's extremely supportive, even though she encourages me to do the things I love doing and love what I do, and the question becomes, how can I increase my income and reduce my expenses effortlessly?
Okay, so how do you increase your income? Most of the time, people don't produce, assuming that you have a product that you know that helps people, that people need. Yes, so I'm assuming that you have a product, people need that product, and most of the time, people don't produce income because they are not organized. They have no idea what organization means. So I claim that in order to have money, you need 90% organization, 9% marketing, and 1% genius. So if you are not a genius and you don't do any marketing, but you are organized, you will see people will buy from you. Why? Because the purpose of organization is to increase the speed. And by being organized, the communication will flow in such a speed that people will just come to you. So every single person that did not produce enough money in his life, at the end, assuming that he was close on the value, that he has a product, etc., and he's close, the reason is not organized. He is dealing all day long with noise. What do I mean? Assume when you are not organized, you start to go here and you want to go to this point, yes? So you start to go this way. And all of a sudden, there is an old man that don't feel well, that tell you, look, I don't feel well. Can you help me? So you stop because you're a good person and you go to help him. Now you're not progressing to where you want. And then while you go to help him, there's a dog that's barking. So you go towards the door because the dog is barking. And while you go towards the barking dog, you see that there is a cat that's having a hard day. So you're going to handle the cat. And you go in circles. You never progress because you never go from point A to point B. You go from point A to C, D, F, G, and you never arrive to B.
Wow.
Organization is this narrow channel that leads the water in a river towards the sea of money. And if you don't have this channel, the water goes all over and it goes down, it sinks into the ground and no one using it. So the power of this river, the river is powerful only when it has a very defined channel. And that channel is organization. And I'm yet to find one person that will actually explain to me what organization means and what does it mean to be efficient and how do you actually build this thing. And you need to learn that because no one knows that. And when I coach people, every time I coach people, and some of the people, when I coach them, I always find that at the root, at the bottom of everything is they're not organized. They're just not organized. Now, why they're not organized and how to teach them to be organized, etc., it's a whole subject. But the reason is organization. Of course, provided that you have a product that you are close on, that that you have a service or product that you know that's going to help people, that you know for sure. It's very clear to you, this thing people need. Okay, let me just say hi to everyone here. So we have a lot of people on the chat. We have people on Instagram, but that I don't see the chat. So people on Instagram, thank you for watching, and really nice of you watching. And I see Colin here, and she's sending us lots of love. And yes, so you know her. And we have here a Facebook user. Hello, Ahmed, great to see you with Meir. Yes, and we've got another Facebook user here, and another person. So special, and we have another person here. Yes, we can hear you. Good, that's good. And we have Carmen, and we have Wow Ahmed, another Facebook user, and Colin. So how do I achieve that confidence in regards to money? How do you achieve confidence? I'll answer that. So confidence is the result, and this answer may not seem so logical at the beginning, but once you will fully understand it, you will see that it's exact. So confidence is the result of not relying on knowledge. Knowledge is your only enemy. And I'll explain before you get off the call and everyone running away. Let me explain. Let me explain. You know, the spirit knows. You know everything. What does it mean know? You have the ability to bring something out of nothing. You have potential. Knowledge is a 0.0000001% of your potential. And when you rely on knowledge, you make your potential zero, and this 0.0000001% important. And you are locked on a viewpoint, and even God will not help you. But when you rely on you, now everything is possible. Because if we will rely on the knowledge that we had, we would still not fly. We would still not have a cell phone. We will still not communicate between continents. So it's very weird, but the only way for you to actually become confident is to stop relying on knowledge and to start to know. There's an actual method to remove your reliance on knowledge and get you, the spirit, to know. And once you know, you can bring something out of nothing, because that's what God gave you, this ability to bring something out of nothing, because you have been made, regardless if you are spiritual, religious or not, you will see that you, the spirit, the only capability of the spirit is you can bring something out of nothing. There is much more knowledge about it, and of course, we cannot explain it in half an hour, but that's the actual answer. So I hope that I answered that. Let me show a few more comments. Great, thank you for watching. Yes. And Ralph, Meir, I'd be interested to know what is your exact qualification are. My results and the result of my students. That's my qualification. I have such a qualification that whenever someone comes to me, I give them a guarantee that if they will simply attend and do what I tell them, the drills that I give them to do, even if they do them stupidly, if they don't bring the result that they expect, they don't pay me, I pay them. And I have many customers. Some of them are very famous coaches and influencers, and I always bring results. So my credential is my result. Great platform and great heart-centered people. Thank you. And interesting and so true. Free attachment is key. Yes. And another one. You are very correct, sir. Nice. Thank you. Excellent explanation. And we've got Parvin. Hi. Salam Ahmed and Salam Della and Rakash. Hi. And amazing content. This is from Raymond. Hi, Raymond. And we've got lots of comments. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Be willing to share the bubble gum and fairy dust. You're in. Okay, fine.
There are
Amazing.
people,
Wow. The obvious and yet I was obvious. I use intuition for my coaching business. It makes sense to apply the same concept at my business. Thank you. Okay, so that is some of the comments. There are more comments. Amazing. Do we have any other questions?
there are a lot of people commenting on my side also. I'll just mention their names quickly. So there is Anita, there is Shamaya is here, Dolly is here, and Austin Haynes is here, and Janet is here, and Roberto Fazari is here. Thank you for watching, and I hope you find it interesting. Yes, Meir, I have another question. Sometimes when we work, I feel that I have low drive to work, or low tone, or whatever the correct terminology is. Is there a way where I can quickly raise my energy level and be more productive?
Yes. The best way to raise your energy level is to close cycle of actions. To make a list of open cycle, things that you did not complete, and close them. Okay, that's the best way to do it. Okay. What I do is, for me, myself, what I do, when I start every day, I go to my office, and I have quite a big office, and I clean my office. I turn off the computer, disconnect my 6 hard drives, disconnect all the systems that I have here, and I have a lot of electronics here. It looks like a cockpit. Disconnect everything. Clean. Not that it's so dirty, because just since yesterday, and I don't do anything here. I just work. I don't eat here or anything, but I clean with a special product. I clean my place. I clean everything. And I put everything in its own place. And everything has a standard place, and I put it exactly in that specific place, meticulously, and I put it very exact, and it has to be super straight, and it has to be exactly where I want. Why? Because the definition of the word know is what you put there. So when you put things there, you know. And most of the day, the universe, the physical universe, tell you what to see, which means you don't know. It tells you. So everything I do, every movement that I do, when I move the coffee, when I play guitar, everything I do, when I dance, when I write, when I do anything, I consciously put the things there. I actually never put something, just put it there. I put it in a specific place, in a specific way. I causatively put it there. And that's the secret for actually becoming, having energy, because the spirit is the source of energy. And as you know, I don't sleep much. I sleep in average, I think somewhere, depends when, but anything between 2 to 4 hours per night. And I gym, and I dance, and I do kite surfing, and I do millions and things, and I have lots of customers, and I have different businesses, and I have a lot of time also. Why? This is the trick. I know it sounds almost what? If you clean the office, if you put things in the place, try it and you'll see.
Thank you for this, your golden nuggets that you are giving. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So powerful, Meir. when you explain these things, and I just saw Colleen also say that it's so simple. You always say that the things that you say are we already know them, but we forgot them, and so you're just reminding us. That's why they're so simple. I have another question. May I ask?
Of course.
Okay, so what are some specific practices that I can use to improve my relationship with money?
To improve your relationship with money. So money is a unit of measurement, yes? It's a result, okay? So if I'm looking at the cycle of action, which is start, change, and stop, money is at the stop, okay? So you be, you do, and then you have money, okay? Now stop is where things die, yes? You born, you grow, and you die. So stop is where things die. So for as long as you try to have money, you will not have money. You want to improve your relationship with money? Make sure that it flows. Make sure that you don't hold it. You get money, invest. You get money, invest. Don't spend, because spending is another way of dying, yes? So what you need to do, you take it, you spend it. You take it, you invest 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 it. And it's not important if you do it with $100 or 100,000 or 100 million. If you start with $10, invest $10, and then invest $50, and then invest, not save. Save is already, I'm weak, I need to protect myself. No, I'm expensive. I am like, when money sees me, it runs away because it's afraid. It knows I'm going to use it, yes? So I'm not saving. I will never save. I'm not saving. Am I so useless that I need to save? Imagine, what does it mean? If I need to save, it means I'm useless. Why? Because I cannot create more. Who needs to save? Someone that worried that he cannot create more. Doesn't make sense, yes? They will make me un-Jewish, you know? So I take the money and I invest it and invest it and invest. I don't hold to money. I don't hold to money. You need to move money. Money needs to move, because money is dead. And you will see that people that have money start to die emotionally. People that just get money, people that got an inheritance, for example, children of rich people are generally dead. They're generally dead, unless if they actually go and do something with the money. Not spend it, create more, and put life into it. So the best way to improve your relationship with money is don't let it kill you, which means create the flow, invest. And what to invest and how to invest, etc. It's a whole subject by its own that we may do some kind of a show about separately. But the key is don't hold to money, because people trying to get money to hold to it. And they say, if I'll get money, I will not spend it. Or if I'll get money, I will. So you'll not have it. But if you have a target that you need money in order to buy something for your son, all of a sudden the money shows up. If you have some good purpose that it's an investment because you're investing in your son, bingo, you have the money. But if it is for just holding it, you just want to have money, it will not happen. Oh, I just want to buy a house. You will not have money. But if you actually use it, invest, don't let it sit. You will see that money starts, and it's not important how much, and it's not even important if you make bad investments. As long as you keep investing, as long as you keep rolling the money, don't hold to it. I know that it's not what everyone says, but I can show the results.
It's counterintuitive.
Yes.
I know.
But
I know.
it makes so much sense.
I know. That's why I love people in my world. They need to come and invest with me all the time. They make more money, and the more money they make, the more investments they make. And therefore, it's a perpetual motion, constant. Awesome, awesome.
Yeah.
You know,
Thank you, Meir.
touch on so many profound moments about confidence, about how we let your knowingness be, not your knowledge base be.
Yeah.
And in order, of course, the teaching of Raymond is always sinking in for me personally, you know, to be, do, and have. And most often than not, we do in order to have so that we come, the other way around. And so one of the things Raymond taught me is postulate, which is kind of goes along the same line. And I find myself consistently struggling with the postulating concept and money in that same sentence, where I'm postulating that I'm going to get whatever dollar value.
What is postulate? Find for me the word postulate.
Postulate is something, you think of something, whatever that is, you let it go effortlessly, and it shows up in your universe.
Good.
That's what I think of postulate.
Not a problem. What is thinking?
Thinking is physical, I guess, in this case.
So thinking is looking into the past, yes? It's a substitute for action. It's a substitute for creation. For as long as you think, you will not move. Did you see a dancer that think while he dances? He's not a dancer. He's maybe a student of dancing. But when you know, you don't think. So
postulate is a random thought.
It cannot be thoughts. It's got nothing to do with thoughts. So what's missing here is the actual understanding of what does it mean postulate, where it's come from, what does it mean you? If I'll ask you, you are the postulator, who is you?
Me is me.
Yes. Yeah. That's beautiful, and it's even true, but it doesn't explain anything. Because you know, what you say is true because you know.
True.
But what does it mean? How do you actually get to a point where you really can explain it to a 6 years old, that you can do something with that? So once you actually able to define who are you, you will be able to realize how do you move from being you, which is a spirit, into something physical, and what's the connection here, and what's the mechanism here? How does it work? And if you don't have it crystal clear, this is what's happened. It goes from here to here to here to here. If it's not crystal clear, and if it's not proven 100% to work, always, not I want to postulate and it sometimes works, and when it works I say wow. If you postulate and it works, you don't say wow. If it doesn't work, you'll say wow. For as long as you're impressed by a postulate that works, you are not postulating.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow. And your understanding of postulate, Ahmed.
Well, that's the interesting part is, and again, it has to go deeper into me personally in this case of knowing, I guess your knowingness, it takes over, in other words, what you're saying.
Yes,
my knowingness has to take
there's
over.
There's no my knowingness, because you know. There's no my knowingness. My knowingness, it means that knowingness is this, and I'm something else, and I have something that I know. So we're going back to knowledge. You see?
Yes. I do.
So basically, what we're missing here is some basic definition of what does it mean me, and then how do you move? How do you bridge from the spiritual universe into your own universe, into the physical universe? What's the method? How does it work?
I guess in this case, it brings me back up to the issue or the point you brought up earlier. You clean your desk, you put everything in the different perspective location, as to allow the spiritual universe to show you things that are not in there in the first place.
Yeah.
That outside the alignment physically that comes into being, so that you could see them.
You're very, very, very smart, exceptionally smart, and you know more than you know. It's not correct, but you instinctively know, and it's beautiful actually, and it's very, very, very amazing to see someone that you say things so accurately. I don't think that you even intend, but you simply know, and it's quite amazing. And I suggest that you will join one of my webinars, and you will get a very clear conceptual understanding of what's actually going on, and you will see. Because it's I can't explain it, of course, but
we don't have enough time.
About an hour into this thing, almost an hour, and it will take probably 15 to 20 minutes to give you a general idea of what's it's all about. But the good news is that you already know. Whatever you say, it's so amazing. And I spoke to a lot of people that never heard all the concepts, and what you already realize is just admirable. So, quite amazing, impressive, very impressive, seriously impressive.
Our time is coming to an end, Meir, but there is one question I think everybody most probably will benefit, and maybe they're waiting for that, is relationships with family and money. Is there any correlations between them? Can you elaborate?
Yes. So it's very interesting today. I'm doing the Family Academy. I'm doing it every Saturday at 4 p.m. It's a free webinar that I've been doing for the past few weeks. And by the way, anyone that's listening, if you are on Instagram, you can just go to my bio. And otherwise, this is the link, meirezra.com/family. Okay. So very interesting. Today, I sent a video, a TED Talk, and I've sent it to all my list. And in this TED Talk, the head of the longest running research in history, what this research is about is what actually make people healthy, happy, and wealthy. When they started this thing, they thought that you need to be Jewish, but then they realized it's not because of the wealth. This research go for a long time. It had about 2,000 people that started. One of them was a president of the US, and they follow people from different walks of life over many years, them and their children and their children's children, and they looked at what actually caused people to have good health, happiness, and money. And what they found, that the thing that caused people to be happy, wealthy, and healthy is the quality of their relationships. It's not where they are, not which country they're from, not their religion, not how much money their parent has, not how they've been brought up, not the education, nothing to do with all those things that seems to be logical. It is only the ability to create, maintain, and fix relationships. This is how important it is. And this talk explained that the study showed that this is really what's important, but they don't know how to fix relationship, how to create relationship. They don't know. They didn't research that. And what I'm doing in the Family Academy, which should have been called Family and Relationship Academy, really, is actually I teach anyone that arrive, anyone that attend, how to create, maintain, and fix relationships. And the result is that I have many customers throughout the world. Ahmed, you know some of them, or you know many of them.
Yeah.
None ever had divorce, which is unusual because in the US, 50% of people get divorced, another 25% wish they could have divorced, another 25% afraid of their wife, so they don't say. So, so it's weird because statistically it should happen in our group as well, but it doesn't happen because the people in the group understand relationship. They've learned this knowledge. So not one, I don't know in our group about one person that got divorced, which is quite fascinating. I know about many that their relationship is better than ever, better than they could imagine, and so on and so on. So this family academy is actually family and relationship academy. And when I started to teach it, people start to ask me, so why don't you call it Life Academy? Because you're really teaching about life. And yes, it should be Life Academy. And you'll come to this academy and you will learn everything you ever wanted to know. Everything. From what is the spirit, what is a relationship, why some people get together so easily and some people see each other and before they meet they want to kill each other, why children behave the way they behave to their parents and to their friends, what happened with the children that are glued to a screen and how do you handle them and why they're glued to a screen. What do you do when your husband is a typical husband? How do you make him into a sweetheart? What do you do when your wife is just not helping you? She thinks that she's not, just unwilling to help because she had hard life or I don't know, whatever her justification is. What do you do? How do you actually handle all those problems? And what I teach always brings results. Always, always, always. From the first lesson, you will see the results. So I really, if you are listening, I really suggest that you will check meirezra.com/family. And by the way, you can find there also the recording of previous free webinars. Each one of those is a standalone. You can just watch it. So it's not important where we are. You can just join and you will see, you'll get amazing results.
I would like to give a testimonial since I have attended several of the Family Academy programs. I can say that it has personally affected me and my relationships with people, but also I have helped several of my clients to improve their relationships from what I have learned in the Family Academy. So I really recommend it for the viewers that they can attend, especially that, for the past 6-7 weeks, it has been free.
Yeah, yes, it's the last free one this week. This weekend is the last free one. And after that, we will start the paid webinars. It's 50 lessons. The paid webinars is 50 lessons, but now they are free. And the fact that they are free is not that I'm holding back. You will not come to my webinars. My webinars is not the kind of webinars that I'm trying to sell you and I'm telling you, well, you need to know about this and this and that, but I will teach you in the paid webinar. No, I'm not doing this nonsense. You come, I give you knowledge, I give you knowledge, I give you knowledge, I give you knowledge, and full-time knowledge. It's not like I give you one piece of data that you do, wow. My webinars is continuously people, wow, 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 most of the time. So this is what you can expect. And then, yeah, that's what will happen. So join.
I have not watched any of the family ones. I have joined your monthly subscription.
The prosperity program, yes.
But I have watched some other webinars, and you're right. And I am grateful for your actually generosity of giving wows consistently throughout any webinar you have demonstrated. And you've been spoken of highly by Raymond and Karen, and they both are amazing, and they spoke amazingly about you as well, and so has Ahmad and a few other people along the way. And I'm grateful that you gave us this opportunity. And Ahmad, thank you for asking me to be on this, because it shed a lot of different perspectives for me to shift my paradigm on looking at things the way I used to versus how I look at them right now. And I
thank you. Thank you. And Raymond, by the way, is an unbelievable teacher and speaker and friend and a family person. And Karen is, of course, God. Karen is the most amazing. Yes, everyone loves Karen. Yes, you're very, very lucky, or not lucky. You are, as I said, smart that you met Raymond and you're working with him. I cannot say enough good things about Raymond. He's one of the most amazing people I know. Seriously.
And for that, I'm always grateful to him. And I have to plug in Curtis Barrett also, who's the one who gave me the info about your monthly program, which I'm grateful for that as well. He's one of his students, and Swapna and Amit both said hello on the Facebook Live.
Thank you.
Pushed out as well, just so, and Chinmay.
I also would like to say a couple of words about Raymond. So the reason for me being in this space of personal development and leadership is that in 2006, the first program that I attended was with Raymond Aaron, and I have been a member of his monthly mentor program ever since.
Wow.
So a lot of my success is credited to Raymond, who is my mentor and my teacher, and I admire his work.
Yeah, I admire his work as well. He's amazing. He's really, really, really unbelievable. And we worked together for a long time. Like we've been, I don't know, for long time. And I can say only good things about him. And he never stopped to amaze me how smart he is and powerful and caring. And like he's amazing. Yeah, I love Raymond. There's no question about it. Everyone loves Raymond.
There's a show about that, wasn't it? Speaking of Raymond, actually, I'm one of his first graduates from his Orbit program.
Wow!
I am the first graduate of that program, and I, as much as he doesn't want to acknowledge it, sometimes it's okay. But I'm probably pushed the envelope of being the first one to enroll and graduate from that program, and I'm always grateful for that as well.
Wow, amazing. Well done. I know about the program. Amazing program also.
Yeah.
Well, Meir, thank you very much for your time. I know you are a very busy person, and you have given us such generous time with all the gold nuggets. So I really appreciate it. Thank you for your time. I think her internet is unstable, so she is...
May I ask a quick question about that 15, 20 minutes webinar about the postulate and so forth?
Yeah.
Is there a way to if I were to connect with you personally, is that okay?
Yeah, of course. Write me. You can get my WhatsApp number from Ahmed. You've got it, yes?
Yeah.
So he will give you my WhatsApp number. Write it, and I'll be very happy to do.
Thank you.
To work over it with you, for sure.
Appreciate it.
Of course, with all my heart. You're really smart. I enjoy talking to you.
And so as I am with you. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, thank you everyone. Thank you for listening. Thank you for organizing it for Shamaya. She's not with us today, but she organized it. And Ahmed, thank you. And I'll see you on Saturday for sure. Thank you.
Thank you.
Very nice talking to everyone. Thank you. Bye-bye. See you.